Here we go. Here we go. It's the current update for the WNBA CBA deadline. It came, it went, and now we stuck. The WNBA and the WNBA Players Association were not able to come to an agreement to continue with this great momentum that the WNBA and these players have. So let's run through it because, the CBA deadline was missed. And now we have to talk about what is next because we don't really know what is next. But there are some key things that's going on right now that you guys need to be updated with. All right, so let's talk through it. Okay, so pretty much the way that this works is, since there's no CBA, that means that there could have been an opportunity for an extension to be reached. And, with that being said, that wasn't done either. So I guess everybody's tired of kicking the can down the road to see if we can come to an agreement that works for both parties. But that's one thing that I said over and over again, is that when it comes to these negotiations, if both parties are not leaving this table, dissatisfied, this is not a good negotiation. So if one side is trying to get all that they can and, drew the line in the sand, drew the line in the sand where, they're determined to get what they want, just like the opposite side, then guess what? Nothing gets done. You have to be able to appease the other side. You have to be able to come to a mutual understanding. You have to concede some things. This is like a marriage. You're not going to get everything your way. You got to compromise to get to a deal. All right. So again, there's no extension. So we're just stuck right here. Okay. So now, what else happens? Since there's no extension, the players in the league are going, as you can say, status quo, right? And when that means, when it comes to CBA terminology, that just means that the old CBA is going to continue to apply, right? And with both sides negotiating allegedly in good faith. I don't think either side is doing it necessarily in good faith. Y'all know I'm a player first type of individual. I want these ladies to get their just due. However, I do know that there has to be some level of compromise from both sides. All right. So here we go. Let's keep on rolling. So we already know that the WNBA players had a vote, and this is probably like a week, 2 weeks ago. They had a vote where they decided by more than a majority rule, like almost like 95% majority rule, that they authorized the WNBA Players Association to go on strike if it came to it. It looks like we're going in that direction, but I believe that's like the atom bomb. That's like the nuclear option, is to go to have a strike, or if the league were to lock out the players. That's the ultimate no type of situation, because nobody wins. And of course, who really doesn't win? Us, the fans, don't win. The fans want to see basketball. We want to see people get their just due, but we selfish too. We want what we want, and we want to see basketball. We want to see our favorite players do what they do, right? All right, so there hasn't been any notification as of this point that the league is looking to impose the lockout, right? We want to see if it goes down that track. Hopefully that's not the case, right? All right. So with everything being in limbo right now, right? That means that everything is on hold. So when it comes to free agency, any pending trades that could have occurred, any off-season milestones or off-season dates that needed to occur, for example, the expansion draft, for example, the WNBA 2026 rookie draft. All of these things need to happen before the season begins. So everybody's back is up against the wall. So, we'll see what happens here. It's just one of those things. Let's see here. Yeah, so nothing can really be done at this point until a CBA is agreed to. No business can be done. So we just stuck. So how much does this threaten the 2026 season? Yeah, extremely. Like, beyond belief how bad this can potentially become. Let's say that. Because I think that we still have a window here, even though we don't have an agreement, even though they publicize this is the day that something needs to happen. I think that there's still a window to figure some things out, right? I think that they had to get to this point so that they can really be like, okay, we're going to stop playing around with each other. We're going to stop posturing and try to figure this out, right? But I will also say this. The players took a strategic move or a strategic strategy to use the media as their voice point to us, the fans, and to the world, right? To let us know what their grievances are, what they're looking for, and how they interpret how the negotiations have been going forward. That is one thing that the WNBA, the league, didn't go. They didn't go in that direction initially. However, there has been a pivot. They are definitely using the media at this point to relay their narrative, right? Because the players have a narrative, the league has a narrative. We're caught in the middle. So, yeah, this is interesting here. So yeah, let's see here. Again, does it threaten the season? It could potentially be bad. It's just if these two entities decide that they're not going to negotiate terms to the point where both parties are not happy, as in there are levels of compromise here, this season is going to be a wash. It's going to be a wash. But I have the faith that they're going to work through the deal. I have the faith. Even though, like Uncle Wee 6629 just said in the comments, it's scary times. I agree. This is scary times because we don't know what's coming. We don't know. This is like being trapped in a Halloween movie. You don't know what's coming. You don't know. All right, so let's see here. So the key dates was January the 9th, which is today. Key date. We don't have an agreement. We don't know if there's some type of off the book time, as in time deadline. Because like it could be, as soon as the 9th hit, it could be close of business on the 9th. We don't know. We just know ain't no god dang nab agreement right now. We don't know. All right. So some of the players' demands. Let's just talk about that real quick. Demands from the players: significant salary increases, large scale or large. Okay, let me say that. Let me make sure I'm saying this correctly. A larger share of revenue that the league generates. Right? That can be TV deals. That can be apparel sales. Money coming through the door. Popcorn sales. Who knows? Right? Whatever they decide that means. And then also structural changes that reflect the league's growth. So pretty much they want to make money as this thing grows. And they want to boost as this thing grows. Any worker is going to actually understand, appreciate, and know that's what they most likely should want, right? As a business and a business owner, you want to mitigate as much of that as possible because that cuts your profits or your business profitability, right? So it's just, will both parties become comfortable with being uncomfortable with the compromise? That's it. That's all. All right. But yeah, there are probably other negotiating topics or line items that need to be addressed. But the main thing and the big thing is this money. It's about this revenue and how it will be divided. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let's see here. Yeah, so the league is at a fragile point right now. So we'll see how it goes. Again, the CBA deadline has passed and there is no agreement. Hopefully this does not ultimately end up with a collapse of the WNBA or a total wash of this season. Hopefully they can be adults and come up with a solution that works for everybody, or a solution that is palatable for both parties. Well, this is your host Delano, letting y'all know the current news of the CBA deadline and how that impacts the WNBA season. And we'll see if we're able to see our favorite WNBA teams and players in 26. Who knows? We'll see. But I'll let y'all know. I'll keep y'all in the loop. And we go from here. That's all we can do. We can just sit, wait, and go from here. Make sure that you guys follow the FanWire podcast. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Go ahead and share the video. Like it. It helps with the algorithm. Lets other people know these type of discussions are going on and conversations. And I appreciate y'all 100%. And yeah, we're going to hope that this WA season gets on track. I'm out of here. Your trusted voice for Washington Mystic content, Unraveled content, WNBA content, college basketball, anything with women's basketball. I got you. I'm out of here. Salute. Y'all have a good day. and continue to enjoy your new year. Deuces.